Walmart. Everyone knows them. Every town has one. The massive chain has more than 4,500 locations across the United States. Despite this, across from the massive Super Walmart on Dewey Avenue lies a humble and privately owned comic book shop. Rhino's Comics and Collectibles.
Hey Sean, how you doing, buddy? I think I got some books for you today.
This is Chet Rhino, the store's owner and operator.
Oh, some Star Wars. Hi, my name is Chet Rhino. I've owned Rhino's Comics now for 5+ years. We've been here on Dewey Avenue since Labor Day of 2019, and the old store, which was next door on Sartorius Drive, I moved out of there, and this move was the best move I made, being on Dewey Avenue across from Walmart. This is the Funko Lounge. Welcome. I got all the toys on the back end of the store here. On the wall here, I got all kinds of statues and statuettes and figurines. Some action figures, not a whole lot, but when I bring them in, they usually go right away. I try not to emphasize toys as much as I would like to because it's a space concern. My focus is comic books, new and old. The Funko Lounge is just a little add-on because there's a lot of people that love the Funkos, especially the Marvel and the DC ones. They go all the time. I'm selling them like crazy. So let me show you the layout of the store real quick. New books that come in every week start here with the independents, and they travel all the way down to the other end. It's approximately 28 feet long of new books every week. As they get older, they drop. So the top shelf is all the new stuff for this week, and then as they get older, like they'll stay alphabetized here. So you got your independents A to Z here, and then this second shelf here is all Marvels that come in from the last 8 to 10 weeks. A to Z, and then DC, same thing, A to Z. This here, a bunch of trades up top, trade paperbacks, which are compiled editions. All kinds of toys up top as well. A bunch of newer graphic novels, very cool looking books. This is the area where all the older books are. A to Z, Marvel, DC mixed. This whole island, that island over there is all 50 centers, A to Z, Marvel and DC mixed, and some independents. Check out this noise, people. Anybody underneath the 40 loves that noise. It's very loud. Mom would say, stop that noise. It's too loud. These are True Believer books. Here's a great one. Conan #1 from 1970. You could buy it and read it just like you did in 1970 for $1. How great is that? The original price on it, I believe, was 20 cents. No, 15. Conan #1 was 15-cent book. So these books, Marvel puts them out. DC puts a little bit more out, but they're not doing it as much anymore. Plus, theirs are $2. But the Marvel ones are hot. Star Wars, a lot of original Star Wars stuff from the 70s by Marvel. Spawns. Yeah, everybody's doing it. It's a very popular way to get people back into books. The old Hulks, look at this Hulk. This Hulk's from 1962, but you can buy it and read it for $1. And plus, I give 20% off all new books, and this is a new book, so actually you're getting this book for 80 cents. Pretty cool. Just all kinds of stuff. Here's a Lex Luthor $1 book, but DC kind of is fading away from the $1 books, so now they're going to $2. So if it's not $1, it's not going to be on these racks. So just so everybody knows. This side here is the other side. This is the A side of the older books. Probably got a good glare on me now, sorry. This is a facsimile Hulk 181. It's the exact same book that was released in 1975, but it's as you can see, the price tag on it is $3.99 instead of 25 cents. And it's selling for $30. people want the book. They're selling, they're buying the books, man. A lot of stuff. All the 50 centers, just they flop all the time. No matter what I do, they just keep flopping. People buy them. People buy stacks and stacks every day. It's crazy. So some action figures, some manga, some toys, some Star Wars stuff. Walking Dead compiled editions. You got the singles 1 through 6, 6 through 12, all the way up to number 32, which was the last book. And those are the compendiums, 48 books in each book. So, and that's it right there. And just a whole bunch of movies and other miscellaneous stuff on the shelf. So I was asked to give my origin story today. So this was Christmas of 2014. Me and the wife were like, we went and got our Christmas tree, and we were like, kind of like, my wife's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I'm just bored. I can't work for people anymore. I'm just tired of everything, I'm tired of people's drama I got to work with. And I was just fed up with, the whole work scene, working in a warehouse and stuff for most of my life. I was just fed up with it. So come to find out, my father-in-law owns this corner that I currently have my store in, and he had an empty store. So he told me, he goes, I need somebody in there, put something in there and see what happens. I'm like, okay. So I decided to open up a comic book store. This was early 15, right around January, February, because I had the epiphany back in December. So I'm like, you know what, I'll give this a shot. So, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. We got it all set up and ready to go. So we opened, I want to say March 15th of 15. And the first day was amazing. I'll never forget it. And I was just like, wow, I made like $700 today. I was like out of my mind. I'm like, wow, and today that's like a slow Sunday, But it was so cool to do it and then really have a taste for it. And from that point on, it just has grown and grown and grown. And we've had our ups and downs, of course, because that's what you have with any business. But for the most part, it's been a lot of ups. And through this COVID thing, we've been open straight through. To get back to my origin story, the building that I opened in was on Sartorius Drive, which is next door to this building. And my father-in-law owned it, so he come up to me. He goes, "Well, you've been here 6 months now." He goes, "You either got to pay me a lot of rent, or you got to buy the place from me." So that was the options I had. So I decided to buy the corner from him, and it included the building that I'm currently in, my old building, and there's a Flower City Dental and a Jackson Hewitt here too that pays us rent. So they alleviated a lot of problems as far as opening a business on my own and having to pay somebody else rent. I pay myself rent, so it makes it a little bit easier. So if I'm late, I can't punch myself in the face. And that's pretty much the origin story of the business. And like I said, it's been growing.
Rhino's Comics first opened its doors for business in Rochester on March 15, 2015. The shop averages 30 sales per day, with most of its traffic on Wednesdays, the day new comics release weekly.
Why comic books? It was always my passion, going in and out of life. When you're in high school, it's like, okay, I love my comic books, but, I got my buddies that I'm hanging out with, girls you start discovering, music. So it's like, what, comic books took the not even the backseat, they were out the door for a little while. So then when things like, girlfriend breaks up with you, you could always go back to your comic books because they're always there, When your sports team, the Dolphins, break your heart because they lost the game, I could always go back to my comic books because they were always there. Mom gets mad at you and scolds you, and you go to your room, and it's just like, well, my comic books are here. So they were always the comfort place for me. Never really got in a lot of trouble, but I was a teenager and did what I had to do. that's the reason for comic books. And then as far as opening a store goes, it's just something that it was just the everything in Asgard came together. So and opened the store.